Good day everyone, I am Honey Grace Abellanosa from Section A, and today I am going to discuss about fascism and National Socialism. Fascism is a political ideology whose core theme is an idea of organically unified community. So it means that it is a political belief that focuses on creating a community where everyone is deeply connected and works together. Fascism is a far-right political ideology that prioritizes the state over the individual. It promotes extreme nationalism and seeks to unify society under a dictatorial leader. It originated in Italy under Benito Mussolini after World War I. So this means that the government put first or prioritize the nation over the individual people. It aims to make a country united and controlled under a single powerful leader. Fascism began in Italy after the World War I led by Benito Mussolini. Fascio is a bundle or group and it is considered a term for a militant brotherhood. The word fascist is an axe that is tightly bound with stick, an image that became a symbol of an fascist movement. Fascio is an Italian word. It means a bundle or group that was used to represent a unity and strength through teamwork. And it is associated with the idea of militant brotherhood. It symbolizes that people come together with the same goals. And the term fascist is an idea that is linked to the image of an axe tied tightly with sticks. These symbols illustrate strength comes from unity. Sticks alone are weak, but when bound together, then it becomes stronger. Fascist movement emphasized the importance of united society under a powerful leader. Now let's proceed to the core principles. Core principle number 1, it is ultranationalism. The state and its interests are paramount, and individual rights are subordinate to the needs of the nation. So this means that in ultranationalism, the nation and its goals are more important. So the government will prioritize first the needs of the society or the country. So the rights and freedom of an individual will be less important or must be put aside for the benefits of the nation. Core principle number 2, it is the authoritarianism. Centralized government authority with a dictator at the helm, eliminating political pluralism and opposition. So, this means that in authoritarianism, the government is controlled in a single leader who is a dictator and holds all the power. Then the leader or the dictator will make a decision without the agreement or the opinion of others, and also the opposition is not allowed. Now let's proceed to the core principle number 3. It is militarism. Glorifies the military and warfare as a means to achieve national goals and demonstrate strength. So, this means that militarism emphasizes the importance or the value of military as a way to achieve the country's goal and its power. So, it views that military is a way to protect our nation through military forces. Now, let's proceed to the origin of National Socialism. The origin of National Socialism lie in the pre-Hitler German Workers' Party. People like Rudolf Jung, Karl Harrer, and Anton Drexler defined what National Socialism was. Hitler wasn't the guy who invented it. He just sold it to the masses. The Munich version of the German Workers' Party was founded on 5th of January 1919 by Drexler and Harrer. National Socialism or Nazism started with German Workers' Party before Hitler being involved. So, Rudolf Jung, Karl Harrer, and Anton Drexler are people who helped define the idea or the concept of National Socialism. The Munich version of German Workers' Party, which was later known as the Nazi Party, which is founded on January 5, 1919 by Drexler and Harrer. Now, Drexler argued that the word socialist would show solidarity with the working class and keep ties with the other German National Socialist parties in other states. On the other hand, Harrer argued that the word socialist shouldn't be part of the title. It is because by not having it on the title, this would reduce middle-class hostility towards the party, and without the word socialist in the title, they could present the case that they were advocating social welfare rather than social equality. So, this means that Drexler believed that if they are going to use the word socialist, they can now help the middle class and show support to them, and they can also connect with other national socialists in other states. However, Harrer thought that if they are going to use the word socialist, it might make the middle class opposed to the party. So, Harrer said that if they are not going to use the word socialist, they can support the social welfare or help provide those people in needs and have rights for everyone. National Socialism is a far-right, racialized variant of fascism that emerged in Germany after World War I under Adolf Hitler's leadership. It incorporates fascist principles, but it is distinct due to its emphasis on race and territorial expansion. So, this means that National Socialism or Nazism is a type of far-right political ideology which is similar to fascism. However, it focuses on the race and the need to expand countries' territory. National Socialism is developed in Germany after the World War I, which is led by Adolf Hitler. And now, let's proceed to the core principles of National Socialism. So, the first principle is the racial supremacy. Central to Nazism is the belief in the superiority of the Aryan race and the need to eliminate inferior groups, especially Jews. So, this means that the Nazism believed the Aryan race. So, when we say Aryan race, it is a group that is considered a superior. So, the Nazism believed the Aryan race, which is, it is better than other races. Then, Nazis believe that when a certain group is inferior, then it must be removed to protect the purity of the Aryan race. Now, let's proceed to the core principle of National Socialism or Nazism, Principle 2. It is Lebensraum, advocates for the expansion of German territory to provide living space for the Aryan people, justifying aggressive conquest and colonization. Lebensraum means that Germans need more land or more space to live for the Aryan people. Now, let's proceed to the core principle of National Socialism number 3. So, it is authoritarianism. concentration of power in a single leader, Adolf Hitler, who was seen as the embodiment of the German state. So, authoritarianism means that all power is held or given to the leader. So, in this case, Adolf Hitler had the power or total control of the Germany. And Adolf Hitler was seen as a person who represented the whole country of the Germany. Now, let's proceed to the failure of democracy and capitalism. So, democracy as a system of governance is based on popular participation, equality, and freedom. So, democracy is a system where all individuals, all persons must have the power or the rights to participate in decision. They must be treated fairly and have the freedom to express their opinions. So, democracy can fail when it doesn't treat people equally or work fairly. Corruption, greed, and fights between political groups can make it hard for governments to solve problems. Rich and powerful people often have too much influence, leaving ordinary people feeling ignored. In big crises like climate change or pandemics, democracies sometimes act too slowly, which makes people lose faith in them. So it means that democracy can fail when it doesn't ensure the fairness and equal treatment for everyone. So when there is a corruption, there is a greediness, misunderstanding, then the government must hard it to find solution to the certain problems. And when there is a major crisis, then the government may hard to function. As a result, the people will lose trust to the government. Now, let's proceed to capitalism, an economic system based on private ownership and free markets has driven innovation and growth, but has also faced criticism for its inherent inequalities and vulnerabilities. So, this means that business in capitalism is privately owned and its markets operates freely. The aim of this is to create a progress and wealth. However, it may face causing inequalities and unstable at times. Capitalism, the system where business make money, can also create problems. It often makes rich people richer while leaving others behind. Workers are sometimes treated unfairly and the environment gets harmed because companies focus on profits. In capitalism, the goal of the businessman or businesswoman is to make money. The problem in this is that rich people will become richer. It is because they can have access to the resources and opportunities, while poor people become poorer. It is because they can't have the advantages same for rich people. And sometimes workers may not paid fairly. It is because they focus more to earn profits. That is the problem of the capitalism. Both democracy and capitalism need changes to make sure they are fair and help everyone, not just a few. So this means that democracy and capitalism needs to improve so that or to ensure that the work fairly to everyone, not just a few but for everyone. Everyone must be benefit from it. Changes is necessary or important to ensure that all people can benefit, not just those rich people or wealthy people. And that's all. Thank you.